Fever down, bow, bow, bow. No.
There we go. There we go.
We crushed them in fast break points 17 days. Right, we crushed them in second chance points 20-11. Okay, all of those things, y'all.
When Caitlin Clark struggled for just 6 points on her worst shooting night of the season, her teammates stepped up like true warriors. But how did Aliyah, Boston, Lexie Hall, and Kelsey Mitchell make history while destroying the Seattle Storm bullies at the same time? The Seattle Storm believed they could bully her again after that shameful body check from Skylar Diggins back in August 2024, their last meeting of the previous season. The Fever had unfinished business in their first game against each other of the 2025 season. Let's break it down in this video. This wasn't just a victory, it was pure retaliation. If you agree with the Fever comment, I've got it down below. Following the Indiana Fever's last 2 games against the Valkyrie, many of us wondered who would step up for the team when King Clark wasn't playing well and the shots weren't falling. If she couldn't carry this team, who would be willing to step up and show up when it mattered most? After the last 2 games, I just wanted a win tonight, folks. Caitlin Clark is set to face one of the most contentious moments of her rookie season on August 18th, 2024, when the Fever entered the game against Seattle with high hopes. Clark was on fire, attempting to record double-digit assists in 3 consecutive games, and Lexie Hall was having a career night. The Fever was blowing out the Storm in their own gym, but no one saw what was about to happen. Then Skylar Diggins made that body check on Clark, which infuriated the fans. In the final minutes, Diggins walked off the court and made contact with her on the replay, demonstrated exactly what happened as social media erupted in outrage over what appeared to be deliberate targeting. By now, you've probably seen Skylar Diggins attack Caitlin Clark after Indiana blew out Seattle. What I don't understand is that a Seattle coach is the one complaining after the game with tears in her eyes as she asks, "How dare Caitlin embarrass me? How dare they beat us by 30? You can see how crazy the reaction was when Dave Portoy's post about the incident received over 250,000 views in the first 20 minutes. That's how quickly this thing spread, and fans were split on how Clark handled it in class. However, you could see the anger building on her teammates' faces as they said, "Hey, ladies, grow up. They didn't take their stars out in time. What are you talking about?" And here's what I love. You think Caitlin's going to back down because they're crying like, "How can a rookie embarrass us? Why do they keep beating us up like this? How is she so good?" Well, Caitlin doesn't back down at all. The entire game felt emotional after that moment, and I'm not sure if it's in this video, but she literally stopped crying. The Storm players pretended nothing happened and simply left as if they hadn't just body checked the league's biggest star. This made it even worse for Fever fans watching at home, as some believe the Storm were attempting to stop Clark from setting that assist record. The incident changed the perception of the Storm's tactics throughout the league, not just for Clark, but also for everyone else. Because of how clearly the contact appeared and how the Storm responded, fans of the brightest young stars began to perceive Seattle as the team that targeted rookies. This league is unsure of what to do with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. It's not just her. Aliyah Boston Mitchell is leading the team in unity, and Caitlin Clark is having fun and laughing at you. Skylar, imagine that you have a bumper, and then you have the gall to complain about them. Just play ball. You didn't hear Indiana crying when they started off 1-9. Nobody realized that this moment would fuel the Fever's fire for nearly a year. Clark recalled her teammates, and the coaching staff recalled that they were waiting for their chance to show Seattle that those tactics wouldn't work anymore. The Fever had matured since that August night, and on June 24, 2025, they finally got their chance at revenge. This time, they were prepared to fight back. What makes this revenge game even more amazing is that Caitlin Clark chose the worst possible night to have her worst shooting performance of the season, all season, but something was wrong with her mechanics from the first shot. Her shots weren't even close. Hit in the back of the rim and going straight to the window on Wheeler. Dantis made a fantastic three-point shot, and look at her here. She missed all 6 of her three-point attempts. and went 3 of 13 from the field. Normally, those stats would spell disaster for Indiana, as Clark had been averaging 19. Prior to this 3-game West Coast road trip, she was scoring 8 points per game. Now she was sitting at only, with 6 points and minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, her season's low-scoring performance couldn't have come at a worse moment. The Seattle crowd was growing louder with each missed shot they believed they had, and you could hear them getting excited every time she pulled up for a three-pointer. It clanked off the rim, and they were attempting to get inside her head, just like they did during that August nightmare. Mitchell then goes straight in, Easy Magmagur, and scores a 30-pack tonight, and Aliyah Boston stays on fire. This is where the story gets beautiful. As Clark struggled, her teammates were quietly getting ready to make history. This wasn't the same fever team that was pushed around last season. These players had been watching Clark carry the load all season, and now it was their turn to step up when she needed them most. Aliyah Boston started to heat up in ways that no one had seen before. She was attacking the rim with a vengeance, making statements with every basket, and the Storm defense couldn't handle her newfound aggression. Gabby closes out on her now, spins on Easy nicely, and Boston scores. She's allowed 8 points on their home court. Lexie Hall was crashing the boards like her life depended on it, grabbing rebounds over much taller Storm players. Hull was flying around the court, diving for loose balls, and doing all the dirty work that doesn't show up in highlight reels, but wins basketball games. After she went behind the back, Indiana had the biggest lead of the game, and they could add to it here on the turnover wheeler, the only defensive 3-on-1, and Lexie Hull lays it up. She was the public enemy #1 on the outside for Indiana in the first hairs. Hull wide open, look and strike it. Yeah, good offense. Kelsey Mitchell started to find her rhythm from deep and hit shots that would later make WNBA record books. Her confidence grew with each 3 players she made, and her worst night turned into the ideal opportunity for her teammates to demonstrate that this Fever team was constructed differently than their squad from the previous season, rather than dissolving when their star struggled. They came together in support of her, demonstrating to Seattle that the Fever were more than just one player. The real magic was just beginning as 3 unlikely heroes took center stage. Boston, Hull, and Mitchell were set to have career nights that would change everything. Indiana was attempting to finish this road trip with a win and reach 500 points for the season. Seattle was attempting to win game number 7 out of 8. Oh, beautiful feed by Dantas. Sealed it off for Cunningham on the push. Mitchell hit one from this exact spot and hits another one, and then the next ones from mid-range are falling. After 3 Fever players decided to have career nights, Aliyah Boston began attacking Seattle's defense with moves no one knew she had. She was scoring from all over the court, including the paint, mid-range, and even from the perimeter. The Storm defenders couldn't figure out how to stop her every time they made adjustments, and Boston found a new way to score. She was making shots she had never made in her career, and all of those things are winning in the margins. Boston finished with 31 points, a career high that left Storm defenders looking perplexed and frustrated. Her previous career best was 30 points against Atlanta back in September, but this felt different. Boston took over a game when her team needed her the most. She also grabbed 8 rebounds, dished out 3 assists, and recorded 2 steals. This was a gut check game for us. But I'm so proud of you guys and the way you respond. In the meantime, Lexie Hall was doing something she had never done before. She was dominating the glass while scoring in double figures. Hall had never recorded a double-double in her entire WNBA career, but against Seattle, she wasn't backing down from anyone. After finishing with 31 composure around the rim and grabbing 8 career rebounds, Boston will lay it up and in as Mitchell will try her hand again. Down Boston, going straight to the rim and scoring. The Storm didn't want her to be Lexie's first career double-double bar and a career by 11 rebounds, but she outperformed Seattle's bigger players against Minnesota with sheer hustle and determination. She was flying around the court, grabbing boards over players who had inches on her, and every loose ball seemed to end up in her hands throughout her aggressive rebounding performance. Here we go, together on 3, 1, 2, 3. Seattle hasn't done that consistently. And the same outcome for Lexie Hull, who just a moment ago hit one from the other side. Boston had nearly another offensive rebound, but Seattle had it, so it's stolen away. Up top, Lexie Hull pump fakes Cook and scores, and then Kelsey Mitchell took over the game's last few minutes. She finished with 26 points and made 5 three-pointers. But the crazy part is that this performance gave Mitchell her 14th career game with at least 25 points and 5 made threes, which put her into pretty well done for spotting the hot hand and the hot action and going forward. Mitchell goes straight in at easy Magma Gore and scores Kelsey Mitchell, who has been unconscious tonight. Aliyah Boston has a 30-pack tonight. Mitchell was stepping up exactly when the Fever needed her most. While Clark struggled from the field, Mitchell was draining shots from everywhere. Her confidence grew with every made basket. Storm had no answer for her shooting. When the final buzzer sounded and the scoreboard read 94-86, it was clear that destiny had finally caught up to Seattle, with 3 players having career nights in the same revenge game. The Storm had come into the game on a 3-game winning streak, while the Fever were on a 2-game losing streak, but they had no answer for this level of depth and determination from a Fever team that refused to be bullied again. Mitchell and Boston Hull showed Seattle that the Fever were no longer just about one player and that they were a complete team prepared to fight back.